Arkansas just about set to go to work on offense with Ryan Mallett, who's got 28 touchdown passes. Came into the game third in the FBS in scoring tosses. Almost 3,200 yards coming in. 5 300-yard passing games. He's had 3 games with at least 5 touchdowns off that big right arm and off that big 6'7" frame. So that's what the LSU defense is dealing with tonight. So far, they've done a good job.
So he's got a real presence about him too. You know, he's young. I mean, he's just a sophomore, but he's a captain. I mean, the team has responded to him. They've rallied around him, and he has a very confident presence on this football team.
He works his offense to the Razorbacks' 27-yard line. Johnson trying to get to the edge, and he got a yard or 2 out of it, and it really didn't look like he was going to. His second down and long. Flag on the play.
And the reason you see Arkansas continuing to run, even though their bread and butter is throwing the football, is because play action pass and bootlegs are such an important part of what they do and how they get big chunks of yardage.
Personal foul, face mask, number 44 on the defense, 15-yard penalty, automatic first down.
All right, so right there, McCray with the face mask, and it's an automatic 15 yards. Welcome you back to Baton Rouge. Talking about Ryan Mallett, started his career at Michigan, transferred, sat out last year here, but worked that scout team, and they knew what they had, Bobby Petrino, and he knows what to do with quarterbacks. Yeah, he does. I mean, he's great at coaching the passing game, and, you know, it doesn't always work out when kids transfer, but for this guy, it really worked out well. I mean, he grew up an Arkansas fan. He wanted to go to Arkansas. It wasn't a good situation when he was being recruited, and so he went to Michigan. But he ended up being able to come back home and not only come home, but play for a guy that's preparing him for the next level. Interesting you said that sometimes it doesn't work out. It worked out for both guys, you and a guy that was with you at Penn State who transferred. Yep, Jeff Hostetler. Yep, sure did. Went to West Virginia, had a great career, won a Super Bowl with the Giants. Second down and 6. And going to be a false start. Ray Dominguez. In this case, we'll say the right tackle. They go strong and weak, not right and left, so those guys play both sides. Dominguez, a junior, out of Bainbridge, Georgia.
Before the snap, false start, number 73 on the offense, 5-yard penalty, repeat second down.
You know, I mentioned that every game Ryan Mallett makes 3 or 4 throws that not many people make. This was last week against Mississippi State. He gets flushed out of the pocket as he's fading back off his back foot, hits Childs for the touchdown. Now, one of the questions is his foot speed, mobility. He doesn't have to be a 4-5 guy. He's just got to be able to elude pressure, and he's a better athlete with his feet, I think, than people give him credit for.
He talked about when he was growing up, kind of always wanted to be a Razorback and ended up being one. He wanted to be a 3-sport star at Arkansas, baseball, basketball, and football, as he rifles this one down the middle, incomplete. Darius Wright, the intended receiver. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 11.
Well, good protection again. He's got that height so he can see over the defense, just not able to get quite down enough on this throw to Darius Wright. And that enables Chad Jones to come in and break it up.
Jones already with an interception in this first half. Arkansas 3rd and 11. Mallett will get what he can, and it isn't much.
LSU's defense, out of their 3 down linemen front on 3rd down, is creating some problems for Arkansas. They're getting pressure on the quarterback. They're confusing him a little bit with their coverage. And Ryan Mallett not able to get comfortable on 3rd down against him so far.
Raheem Alem and Livingston and Edwards, those defensive ends, have gotten some nice pressure on Mallett, forcing the punt here again by Dylan Breeding. Brendan Holiday has been about 1 guy away from breaking a couple of big ones here tonight. He's back as a punt return man. We'll take this one from the 13-yard line. Holiday, forget it right now. Touchdown. 87 yards for Trindon Holiday. That's what you call impact.
Yep. Well, they say you got to make the first guy miss. He got a little help from Patrick Peterson making the first guy miss. Then he got another nice block in there by Jai Eugene. And the rest was Trindon Holiday and his world-class speed.
And at the end, he could just cruise into the end zone. Extra point by Jasper is good. We said he's been one man away from doing it. That one man got picked up, and there was nobody in NCAA football that's going to catch that guy. Fans in Chicago, Boston, and Dallas-Fort Worth, place for you to go to get the latest on the teams you care about the most. Log on to ESPNChicago.com, Boston.com, and Dallas.com. The local sports news, radio highlights, and updates, including, if you're in Boston, a look ahead to the Monday night game down the road. But tonight it's the SEC on ESPN. Presented by Hampton Hotels, our college football primetime. And so far, LSU definitely no hangover from what happened a week ago. And Trindon Holiday just lit up the crowd with an 87-yard punt return for a touchdown. It's already got 165 all-purpose yards. Dennis Johnson, see what he can do from the 11. They know that he is very capable of taking it to the house, too. He got it out to the 30-yard line. We take it out to Reese Davis. Reese?
Brad, the last time Kentucky beat Tennessee, Lane Kiffin was 9 years old. 24 in a row. Reverse. Randall Cobb, who already had 10 touches plus in the first quarter and change. 4 catches, 14-7. Kentucky has the lead. It's on ESPNU.
Wow, Kentucky put together a nice season. A win last week over Georgia in the late stages, and now a lead on Tennessee.
I think Rich Brooks is really an underrated coach in this league. I think he does an excellent job.
Roderick Green maybe got a couple. Eugene made the tackle. So now Arkansas, they didn't want to find themselves in a 2-touchdown hole, even though they're one of the better passing teams in the country.
Well, you know, if you had to choose one of these teams that really didn't want to be in a 2-touchdown hole,
Good point.
it's better off being Arkansas than LSU, because the offensive firepower Arkansas has, at least you know they can strike quickly.
2nd and 8 from the 32. They're going to try to run it and get maybe 2 more. Perry Riley made the stop on Green. It'll bring 3rd down and about 6.
Excited to see what John Chavis' defense is doing. I got to tell you, this is the first game that we've done since he left Tennessee, and when he walked in the meeting with us in all purple the other day, I was shocked. I mean, I've seen him so many times in Knoxville wearing the orange. And,
20 years worth of orange. Yeah.
And I was just blown away seeing him in purple yesterday. But he loves it here, and he's become very, very comfortable as the defensive coordinator here for LSU.
We're down 6. Here comes the extra pressure. Mallett fires. Nice catch. 1st down out at the 42-yard line. Jarius Wright. Wright, not the tallest of the receivers that he's got to work with, and he stretched all of that 5'10" out to make that grab.
Again, Ryan Mallett able to see over the defense, and then the arm strength. Just throws that there. You know, that ball doesn't stay in the air very long.
No.
I mean, it's an out route, and if you slip at all, like the defender McCray did on that play, you have no chance, because the ball is to the receiver in a hurry.
Blitz. Mallett in trouble. Down he goes. No, he got away. He does trip up way back at the 27-yard line. Boy, they brought the house that time, including Harry Coleman.
I think Perry Riley is the first guy that gets there and forces him to move. Watch Perry Riley come right in here. That's going to be the initial pressure that causes the problem for Mallett.
That's 2nd down and 25. And just not enough guys protecting number 15 that time. 3 sacks for LSU already here in the first half. 10 minutes remaining, 2nd quarter. Mallett stands tall, and now he's going to do what he can up the middle before a slide at the 36-yard line. Todd was talking about the teams that got pressure on Ryan Mallett are the teams that were successful in containing him.
Yep. Well, and you see the sacks allowed, and also it affected his whole MO. I mean, he only completed 39% of his passes in those 3 games. He threw only 1 interception, but only 3 touchdown passes as well. So the pressure really affected Ryan Mallett in those games, and so far tonight, it's affected him as well.
See if he gets some more here. It's 3rd down at 17. Deep middle. Incomplete, intended for Greg Childs. And Arkansas will have to punt it away again.
Well, that time, good protection, a 4-man rush, and Mallett was able to stand in there, and it was single coverage down the field. And Mallett just not accurate with the throw. Man-to-man coverage with a little robber in the middle and the safety deep, and the ball just sailed again on Ryan Mallett.
If I was Ryan Breeding, I'd try what I could to keep it out of number 8's hands on the other end.
There's a guy with a red coat about 6 yards off the field, out of bounds. I'd kick it to him. Heading there.
It's heading there.
Right by that guy with the red coat. That's a guy I would kick it to.
Good call. That's good
guy.
coaching.
Yeah. Kick it to him.
Well, so far, Ryan Mallett and the Arkansas offense has been ineffective. They trail by a couple of touchdowns.
ESPN's College Football Primetime. Brought to you by Chick-fil-A. We didn't invent the chicken, just the chicken sandwich. And Aflac. We've got you under our wing.
Beautiful night around the bell tower in Baton Rouge. Brad Nessler, Tom Blackledge, Aaron Andrews, and our ESPN crew, and our prime time presented by Hampton Hotels. So far, LSU dominating this game 17-3. At the 22-yard line. Tigers offensively now with a 2-score lead, 9:08 to go. First half. Jordan Jefferson back. Has all day. And now he's going to keep it. And gets it out to about the 29-yard line. Which gives us an opportunity right now for tonight's trivia question, which is, who was the youngest quarterback to start the season for LSU? We've already talked about the youth of number 9, who just scrambled for about 6 yards. Is he the youngest, or do we have somebody else? Think it over. 8.5 to go in the half. On the ground is Ridley. First down, Stephen Ridley. All the way out to about the 47-yard line. His best run in a long time.
Well, this was that same unbalanced line look that they scored the touchdown on. See, one lineman here, you got a bunch over here. This time, instead of throwing it, they're going to run the ball. And they get a nice run for Ridley. They're using this unbalanced line, and it's fooling the Arkansas defense.
Now it's Jefferson who's going to keep it, and he's going to lose yardage. That was a pickup of 18 on the previous play. And let's check in with Aaron.
Brad, the Memphis media today all abuzz that Larry Porter, running back coach and really chief recruiter for LSU, will be announced as the new head coach for the Memphis Tigers tomorrow. Now, again, there's no official word about this, but I did pull head coach Les Miles aside today during warm-ups, and I said, will you be losing your running backs coach? Kind of gave me a little smile and said, hey, there's nothing official. I'll let you talk about this flag here, Brad.
Substitution violation on the offense. It'll be a 5-yard penalty. Repeat second down.
Go ahead, Aaron.
Brad, when I asked Les Miles about it, like I said, he did smile. He said, hey, there's nothing official out there. If we do lose him, that's sad for us, but that's the beauty of college football. Larry Porter will be going home to Memphis. He played there in the early 90s. He was the 4th leading rusher in Memphis history, and one of his teammates, Isaac Bruce, made a huge case for Larry Porter to come home and coach that team. And like we said, no official word, but the media is saying that could be announced tomorrow.
Thanks, Aaron. And he was the number 4 rusher, over 2,700 yards, and was a captain of the 93 team there at Memphis. Jordan Jefferson again on the scramble, so unable to find a receiver downfield, and he scrambled for a couple of good gains.
You know, and the other thing about that, I mean, his title here at LSU is assistant head coach and running back coach. So Les Miles obviously trusting him with some of the administrative duties of being a head coach. He was with them for 3 years at Oklahoma State before they came here. And so certainly a great opportunity for Larry Porter if, in fact, that's what's going on with him in Memphis.
And apparently the Louisville job is either open or soon to be as well. The other buzz about the coaching carousel that will begin shortly and could carry on for several weeks, if not longer. Jefferson, that one looked like Brandon LaFell should have gotten it, but it's incomplete. I don't know if he broke his pattern off or just stopped. I'm not sure.
Well, I can understand maybe why he didn't run in there any further, because there was a defender there, but I think the arms could have extended just a hair further out towards the ball.
Jericho Nelson was there. He's kind of one of those hybrid safety outside linebacker guys. That might have had something to do with it. At any rate, forces a punt from Derek Helton. And Jarrell Norton will be back deep for Arkansas. Helton's kick. Fair catch called for, and they're going to have to let it roll down. It's going to be a beauty at about the 4-yard line. So the Razorbacks are going to be in a little bit of a hole. They trail 17-3. You think you're in a hole, you're one of those guys, things get even worse. Todd's Taste of the Town is coming up next.
Baton Rouge, Louisiana is an eater's paradise, and there's a great spot that first opened in 1988 called Sammy's Grill that is right in my wheelhouse. Now, for starters, I went with a dish called Shrimp Bienville, black and jumbo shrimp sauteed in a garlic cream sauce and then served over French bread, topped with Parmesan cheese and green onions. Now, the main attraction at Sammy's is the boiled crawfish. In fact, on a busy night, 3,000 to 4,000 pounds will be served. The crawfish are placed into an elaborate cleaning machine, washed, rinsed, and separated. Then the live crawfish are put in a special seasoned water and brought to a boil for a short period of time and then ready to serve. Time to go to work.
Definitely time to go to work. You know, you take coaching well. Because when we went in the back room there and saw how that's done, you said, you know, I'm not sure I got the system down about breaking the tail.
On the one that was on camera, I still did. I got a little too much shell in there.
Yeah, well, you did a good job, though.
But by about halfway through that bowl I had it
You
down.
had it down.
I had the system down. Kind of like eating pistachio nut.
That's
you got to
right.
get the system down.
I tell you what, the crew had it down. You talk about 3,000 to 4,000 a night. I think they ate about 1,000. We had the whole gang with us the other night at Sammy's. Don't forget, you can win a $100 gift certificate to Sammy's Grill. You log on to ESPN.com. Search Taste of the Town. Tell us why you deserve to win, and you might be going there to get into a bunch of that. Handoff, Green. Across the 5, that's about it.
Yeah, I got to just finish it up about Sammy's because I've always loved coming to Baton Rouge because there's so much great food. And I've always thought people just love to cook and they love to eat in Louisiana. And I rolled into town late Thanksgiving night. And Sammy's was one of the only restaurants open. And I went in there just to check it out. About 10:30, the kitchen had closed a half an hour. And JB was working in there. The manager said, I can fix you this. And I can make this for you if you want to have something. And it was a great Thanksgiving meal with my son Eli and Sammy's at about 11 o'clock Thursday night.
I was going to say, it's probably the first time Eli's had Thanksgiving dinner at 11 o'clock at night. Levingston with a big hit on Broderick Green, and right now Arkansas is not moving out of the shadow of their own goalpost. 3rd down long. And this is a dangerous spot right here when you got 3rd and 9, and Mallett, should he choose to throw in his own end zone, he's already had one picked off in the first quarter.
Well, the Petrinos were concerned about whether they could block this defensive front of LSU. They're a big physical group, and they've not had much success blocking them.
They're 1 out of 5 on their 3rd down conversions. Mallett right on his own goal line. From the end zone, Ryan fire. Oh! Incomplete. And Chad Jones just about took the head off Joe Adams. Now you got to give Joe Adams credit. He hung in there. He didn't short arm anything, and he took that lick. on an incomplete ball.
Yeah, 3-on-3, and the 3 in white got the better of that one.
Well, the 3 in white's 231 pounds.
Yeah.
The 3 in red's 180.
And guess what? Number 8 for LSU gets it at midfield again here with another opportunity.
Dylan Breeding is backed up to his own end line. That's Trindon Holliday, who already took 187 yards tonight. He's going to have another shot. Mishandled it, though, and Arkansas, he touched it. They got it. And they do. Freddie Burton. Trindon Holliday had a long way to come and then put his arms out. I don't know if he lost that thing in the lights or not, but he misjudged it badly.
Yeah, he never really got close enough to it. And it did hit him. You could see the way the ball bounced. It looked like it hit his right hand. And, of course, he wasn't protesting that it didn't hit him as well.
Right. Just a fingertip, I think. And I mean a fingertip.
Yeah. To me, the thing was his reaction afterwards. He didn't act like it didn't hit him at all. I mean, if he would have thought it didn't hit him or graze him, he would have really been protesting.
They're going to review this.
I think it got his finger.
I do, too. I think it barely hit the middle 2 fingers on his right hand and changed the trajectory of how that punt bounced around. It looks like Arkansas will have it. We'll be sure when we come back. Holiday weekend. Trindon Holliday's got one big play positively. Actually 3 big plays. The last one once, as the play will stand as called on the field, that he touched this ball and Arkansas was able to recover.
And this ends up being a huge play for Arkansas, because if LSU regains possession and they're inside the Arkansas territory, would happen to score again before halftime, a very difficult situation for the Razorbacks.
Yeah.
But as it is, they get the ball in field position again.
In the perfect scenario, it'd be a 14-point swing for him, because if Holiday fields that thing, he might be off to the races again. Now they've got a little under 5 minutes to work with to try to do something about this 17-3 LSU lead. Arkansas, their first 5 plays went for 79 yards. Their last 22 snaps have netted them 28 yards. They got to get something going on offense. Joe Adams trying to do it, and still going. Joe Adams.
He gave the ball to Dennis Johnson, I think.
And Johnson's got a first down.
This looked like rugby.
Oh,
this
wait a
didn't
minute.
look like football.
I know. Okay, that's Joe Adams, number 3.
Joe Adams, he's going to hand it forward to Dennis Johnson right here.
Now they run into each other.
You take it, and you leave the scrum, and I'll try to keep the defenders here.
Wow. That's a zany one. We haven't seen that one yet this year. And it's a first down in midfield. Mallett fires in and out of the hands of Greg Childs. We go to Reese Davis. Reese.
All right, Brad, conference championship game starting to take shape. East Carolina's putting it in Conference USA from the East. Houston can beat Rice. They're on their way in the West. Opening kickoff, Tyron Carrier looks as if he's running from Houston to Greenville, North Carolina. All the way back, he houses it. Houston does have the lead after the kickoff return for a touchdown.
Well, while they had a kickoff return for a touchdown there, we had a punt return for a touchdown of this one. LSU in command 17-3. Ryan Mallett and the Razorbacks trying to change that in the next 4:17. Trying to take advantage of Holliday's muff punt that they recovered. They're 50 yards away from the LSU end zone. Trying to run a little quick opener. And Dennis Johnson got about 2. Jacob Cotrera, the inside linebacker, made the stop.
Right now, Bobby Petrino's got to figure out some way to get his quarterback on a little better rhythm. Ryan Mallett is not in a good rhythm right now.
Throwing high.
Throwing high. He's not getting his back foot set cleanly. And he just doesn't look like he's looked when he's played well.
DJ Williams is such a big part of their offense. I don't think he's aimed one at the tight end yet tonight. Mallett throws behind Darius Wright.
Even that one. I mean, he's got an open receiver. He looks tentative to me right now. And again, that comes from just not being comfortable, not being confident right now. And when you're tentative and try to aim the football, you don't throw it the way you're supposed to.
Dylan Breeding in punt formation. We're down and 8, and it's Chad Jones who's gone back deep this time instead of Trindon Holliday. Jones has a 90-yard touchdown on a punt return to his credit this year, too. So you take one speeder out, and you got another guy that's just about as dangerous. They'll let this one go, and it will reach the zone. With 3:26 remaining in the second quarter. Well, a little earlier in this quarter, we asked you tonight's trivia question, and it was, who was the youngest quarterback to start the season for LSU? Well, we mentioned Jefferson was 19 in August. Not the youngest, though. Wyatt Tittle in 45. 18 years, 11 months, and 6 days. Wyatt went to become a star in the NFL and a Hall of Famer. So he drafted twice in the first round, in 48 by the NFL and in 51 by the All-American Football Conference. You don't get to be a #1 pick in 2 leagues in 2 years that often. I don't know if that's ever happened. Maybe 2 different leagues same year, but not different years.
I live in Canton, Ohio, the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and I go there quite often. I'm on the board of the Pro Football Hall of Fame, and one of my favorite photos, they have some great photos, is the one of him on his knees with the blood trickling down his head. Yep. I mean, that's awesome pictures in the history of football.
There's a new book out, and there are actually 2 different versions of that picture, and they were taken almost the exact same time. It was just a little bit different than the other one. But it is one of the all-time great photos ever taken in sports. You think about that one, you think about Muhammad Ali standing over Cassius Clay, and some of those that you never forget once you've seen it. Trendon Holler stopped for no gain, 2:42. Arkansas has all its timeouts remaining, as does LSU. Did I say Muhammad Ali over Cassius Clay? I meant over Sonny Liston. I had Cassius and Muhammad. He didn't want to knock himself out. That would have been too smart. Right now, Arkansas trying not to knock themselves out of their 8th win of the year. LSU at home here with a 17-3 lead. Russell Shepard comes back in at that tailback spot. They're basically 2 guys that can throw the football back there. And it's Jefferson scrambling around and heading to the sideline.
The only thing he probably shouldn't have done there, it was a good decision to run. Good decision not to force the throw, but not a great decision to run out of bounds and stop the clock. Oh, if you're going to go down and you know you're going to be short, go ahead and go in the field of play. And if anything, Arkansas burn a timeout.
So Arkansas has 2 minutes remaining here. Should they get a good punt return here, it would help their cause. As Helton's backed up inside his own 10. High kick. Beauty. Will go out of bounds right about at the 40. Let's see, they're going to walk it up to the 44-yard line. So Arkansas is going to have an opportunity here. Let's take a look at tonight's Good Hands flashback, brought to you by Allstate. 7 years ago, Matt Jones hit Richard Smith for 50, and then trailing with 20 seconds left, got it to Corey Birmingham in the corner of the end zone. Time to gain 20. The fans rushed the field. The Hogs were penalized 15 yards. But on the extra point, David Carlton came through a 35-yard PAT, and the win was 21-20. Right now it's 17-3. They got some ground to make up. Full complement of timeouts for Mallet. This time down the sideline, and he had another guy open and way too far in front of him. As we check in again with Reese Davis. Reese.
Brad, not too far away from the Wendy's halftime report. It was Tim Tebow's swap song. His home finale against Florida State will show you virtuoso performance by the Gator quarterback. Also some fantastic finishes all across the country. And which bowl is the perfect fit for undefeated TCU? Mark and Lou are here. They'll weigh in. You back to halftime.
Mallet fires, and this time he throws a perfect ball, and Kobe Hamilton, the freshman, dropped it.
This is a pass offense of Arkansas that has been outstanding, the best in the league. And they are just not in sync tonight. When the receivers are open, the quarterback's been high. This time the quarterback's right on target, and the receiver can't win the catch. Hamilton.
Kobe Hamilton had a huge game in the win over Mississippi State last week. And that one he let get away, and now it's 3rd and 10. Mallet almost sacked again, and now he's just going to throw it. Completed it to right. He's got a first down. Jerry Wright, and a wicked throw back to the sideline. I actually thought he was trying to throw it away.
Yeah, I don't even know how he got this off. Great pressure again, right up the middle. Forced Mallett to lead the pocket. It looked like he was going to go down. I think he was just throwing the thing away, trying to get it to the sideline, and it ends up a first down for Arkansas.
At the 43-yard, so they've still got life. Mallett steps into this one, and incomplete. Reggie Fish had a hand on it, but couldn't hold it.
Intended for Reggie Fish, incomplete.
Again, the thing about this offense, I mean, you can't take days off against them. Even though the quarterback is a little out of whack right now, he's a little out of sync, they can still strike for 6 points on one play. And he's got the kind of arm to hurt you if you have any kind of a breakdown in your defensive coverage.
All three wideouts to the near side with Williams, the tight end, in tight on a 2nd and 10 at the 43.
This is trying to be a double audible. Ryan Mallett called something. LSU changed, and he changed back.
He'll go to the run here, and it opens up for Johnson. He might have gotten face masked again.
Sure did. Tell you what, that's pretty good work by Ryan Mallett. LSU showed a blitz. Ryan Mallett checked to a pass against the blitz. And then LSU countered that and went to a 3-man rush and was going to drop everybody out. And Ryan Mallett went up and audibled again to a run.
Personal foul, face mask, number 56 on the defense. That'll be a 15-yard penalty from the end of the run. It's down.
Barry Riley with the face mask call.
Okay, here LSU showing blitz, and then now they're going to check out. And he says, you know what? That's all right. I got time to check again. And he goes to the run. And the penalty adds yardage for Arkansas.
Now Arkansas is in the red zone, and they've made them down there this year. Mallett throws, and it's complete right at the line of scrimmage to Dennis Johnson. Arkansas this year in the red zone came in 41 out of 42 on the year, which is tops in the country. So they should get something out of this. I don't know if Mallett's cramping up or not, but he's stretching while they take a timeout. They've got plenty of time to work with. 2 timeouts remaining, 61 seconds till halftime. Mallett still slinging it. His team down 14. The SEC on ESPN with Todd Blackledge and Aaron Andrews and our ESPN crew, Brad Nessler, on our halftime telecast from Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge, where LSU has a 17-3 lead. But that's what Arkansas has done in the red zone this year. Their only miss at a goal against Florida.
Well, and not only that, they attack the end zone. Of those 42 opportunities, 32 times they scored touchdowns. So, I mean, that's very rare in college football today that have that high of a percentage of touchdowns.
Here's a blitz at the 18. Mallett throws high again. Greg Childs was closest guy, but he sailed that one to the end zone, too.
There's been enough pressure on him. I think maybe only 1 sack, but a lot of pressure. Bodies around him, arms in his face. This front, whether it's 3 or 4 for LSU, has gotten consistent pressure and pushed the pocket on Ryan Mallett tonight enough to make him uncomfortable.
Let's see if John Chavis brings the heat again with the SU defense. 3rd and 10. Mallett fires, knocked down. Beautiful play by Chris Hawkins, who got that left arm around at the 1 line to deflect that pass.
Well, Hawkins is a senior working on a true freshman, Kobe Hamilton, and Hamilton tried to stop but didn't get his body positioned well enough to keep him between the ball and the defender.
Ryan Mallett was looking for interference, didn't get the call, and so they'll try a field goal to get something out of this before halftime. Alex Shahada made a 47-yarder. He'll try to get his 2nd of the night. And the kick on the way, and it is good from 35. So they wanted a touchdown, but any points before halftime is an improvement over what could have been. 17-6 now, LSU. Men's college basketball coming up Tuesday night. ESPN doubleheader from the Big Ten ACC Challenge. 7 o'clock, Demon Deacons take on the Purdue Boilermakers. Then at 9, it's a rematch of the 2009 NCAA Championship game. Cal Lucas and Michigan State trying to take one from North Carolina's Tar Heels. Big Ten AC Challenge presented by Dick's Sporting Goods on ESPN on Tuesday.
I don't think I told you this, but my neighbor where I live in Canton, Ohio, when I was growing up, was Dickie Hemrick, who was one of the great players in Wake Forest history. Worked for Goodyear, and
Dickie, a legend at Wake. So a 38-yard drive in 9 plays. A little over a minute to get that field goal. Just heard the fans with a reaction. They just made the announcement for the folks who didn't know that Mississippi State beat Ole Miss in the Egg Bowl today, and rather handily, I might add. And what that means is if LSU wins this game, their bowl game probably improves. And it could be the Cat one. There was talk earlier that if Ole Miss won today, that maybe they'd be headed that way, and the next in line would be the Cotton Bowl. Brendan Holiday brought down before he can do any further damage. Celebrating his 5th year sponsoring the Good Hands Field Goal Nets. Allstate makes contributions to participating universities' general scholarship funds for Eagle Goal and extra point kick. To this point, Allstate's contributed more than $2.1 million in scholarship monies. So we're down at 39 cents. You wouldn't think LSU would be too creative here, but wait and see.
but you're never quite sure with Les Miles.
No, you're not.
He'll do some things or take some chances that not everybody does, but gives it to Ridley, probably the safe thing.
Yep. And Ridley actually lost about a yard.
Ridley carried the ball.
I think if you're Les Miles, though, you got to be real pleased with the way your team responded. They came out, they were ready to play, they were focused, there was no letdown, there was no lethargy. Defensively, they've dominated the game so far. And offensively, just have done enough. They've made enough plays to have a nice lead going into the locker room.
Jefferson will keep it. And the ball came out at the end. He was down. And somewhat facetiously, the fans are calling for a timeout with a second to go. Well, they've got a halftime lead. They should be happy with that. LSU heads to the locker room. And we go to Aaron.
All right, thanks so much. Coach, a lot of people were wondering how your team would respond. What do you think?
Our team plays well. They're a tough team. They're ready to compete. They're looking forward to this game.
Another thing done well is get pressure on Ryan Mallett wide.
Well, that was the plan. Get after him. We make him move his feet, keep the passing game. They're out of rhythm.
All right, Coach, thank you. All right, Brad.
They've done an excellent job of that. Not necessarily always getting sacks, but always in Ryan Mallett's face. And that guy has got an interception that helped the cause for LSU. Well, halftime 7. CC on ESPN from Tiger Stadium in Baton Rouge. We start the fourth quarter in a tight game now. Tigers leading by 4 and trying to hang on. Arkansas has got the ball and a first down at the 26-yard line. And look at how even things have been tonight. 8-second difference in time of possession. Mallett, quick throw out in the flat to Adams, put the brakes on, and they're going to put the brakes on him. Joe's going to lose a yard, I think.
Yeah, it was Chad Jones that was there first, reading that play and slowing the momentum of the play down before somebody else could finish him off.
Chad Jones, he and his brother, both starters. Raheem Alem, his brother, number 84, starts in the defensive line. Second down, 11. Here comes the heat. There goes Dennis Johnson. Broke a tackle. First down. And he's out of bounds.
Nice job by Dennis Johnson. You know, when a team blitzes against a run, they can either knock it for a loss, but if you can get to the second level and break a tackle, you can turn it into a big play. Look at all those white shirts around the line of scrimmage, and then one missed tackle, and Dennis Johnson is in the back end of your defense.
It was a great move to cut it to the outside, and then there's where he slipped away for the added yardage to pick up the first down at the 42. A 17-yard run by Dennis Johnson. .62 on the night. Mallett on first down. Quick slant. Got his man at the 45. Childs. And a first down at the 40 of LSU. And that might put Childs over 100 yards receiving. He picks up 18 more yards.
You know, this is weird. You mentioned a little bit ago that it had gotten quiet here.
Yeah.
Well, I'm looking across the stadium, and it's looking like it's emptying out, too. I mean, there are people leaving, and there are empty seats here with a 4-point game with 13 minutes left.
I see what you mean.
It's bizarre.
Especially here, where there was 93,103 when we started. There's not anymore. This time it's Wingo inside the 35 to the 34. You know, this week was such a tumultuous week for the LSU coaching staff. Their fans were so adamantly upset about what happened in the final stages of the Ole Miss game. And, you know, we talked with people that said, well, you know, it'll be a sellout. But everybody might not show up. I think they all showed up, but you're 100% right. They're starting to leave.
Either that or they're in line to go to the bathroom at the end of the quarter.
It's going to be a big bathroom. I got to tell you that. Jefferson warming up on the sideline, but right now it's Ryan Mallett on the field at the 34-yard line. Quick opening draw. Wingo changes hands with a football and gets a first down.
Boy, how tough is Wingo? I mean, this guy got his shoulder knocked out of place. He drags his arm off the field. They must have popped it back in or did something for him, and he's right back out there slamming it into the line of scrimmage.
Nice job to change hands with the football. Pick up the needed yardage for the first. He'll get a breather. Dennis Johnson comes back in, so it's Johnson and Wingo, the 1-2 punch, and then when they get down close, they give it to Broderick Green.
Yeah, the end zone sniffer.
Yeah. First down at the 28. Johnson again. Only about a yard before he stood up, trying to rip the ball out of there. They're actually running the ball with more effectiveness than they are passing it tonight.
Well, and that's the mark of a good coach. I mean, Bobby Petrino, I mean, he knows offense, not just passing game.
Right.
He knows, number one, you got to have balance, and he also knows if a team is taking something away, then you try to exploit something else. And they've gotten pressure on his quarterback in the first half. He was not comfortable, and the running game has taken the pressure off of Ryan Mallett here in the second half.
2nd and 8 from Mallett. Wants to throw a screen. Nice job defensively by LSU, and Calvin Shepard again on the stop.
And because that screen pass was a little bit high and the receiver had to jump for it, that enabled the LSU defense to get there and stop it for a very short game. Watch Johnson have to go up in the air to catch this football. If he can catch it with his feet on the ground, maybe he turns that corner a little sooner.
And how about the pursuit by Shepard, Ledge, as he led the pass rush and then turned around and got back there and made the tackle. Actually lost a yard. All of a sudden, the crowd that's still here is coming to life. 3rd and 10. 5 receivers for Mallett. He's going to try to run for it, and he stops in his tracks at the 23-yard line.
And I'll tell you, LSU has gotten away with a 3-man rush a lot tonight. And that shouldn't happen. 5 blockers. They're only going to rush these 3, but it's enough pressure to force Ryan Mallett to leave the pocket. They drop 8, so they have 8 in coverage, but Raheem Alem, coming from the outside, gets enough pressure on DeMarcus Love to force Mallett into the scramble.
Alex Tejada, 2 for 2 tonight. He really needs this one from 40 yards out to make it a 1-point game. Kick on the way. And he just tucked it in the right upright. Big time kick by Tejada. And it's 24-23. 9:52 remaining. The SEC on ESPN, and it's getting interesting in Baton Rouge. College basketball coming up Tuesday night. It's a Big Ten ACC Challenge. 7 o'clock. Wake takes on Purdue at 9. A rematch of the NCAA title game as Michigan State takes on North Carolina. Big Ten ACC Challenge presented by Dick's Sporting Goods on ESPN Tuesday. I don't know if you can see through those outfits or not, but if you can, The LSU fans have seen their lead dwindle to 1. Mallett getting a breather. He led a 62-yard drive in 11 plays. They capped it with Tejada's 40-yard field goal. And now Alex with the kickoff. With LSU's lead down to a single digits. 2 yards deep. Ron Brooks decides to bring it out. And maybe he shouldn't have.
Yeah.
This one is a one-point game. As we said, they're always close recently. How about a couple of years ago? LSU was in the running for the national championship. Darren McFadden, 3 rushing touchdowns and 1 passing. Peyton Hillis caught the winning touchdown from 9 yards out in the 3rd overtime, and Arkansas won a thriller 50-48. This one isn't set up for overtime with the score the way it is, but it can't get any tighter now after LSU really had things in command. But an interception early in the 3rd quarter, a couple minutes into the 3rd quarter, changed the whole complexion of the game, and it's been Arkansas with the momentum ever since. Jefferson, strike.
Nice throw.
Beautiful throw to Brandon LaFell.
Ever since the interception Jefferson threw and came back on the field and scrambled for a first down, he has looked like a different quarterback. He's throwing with confidence, he's throwing with assuredness, and he's throwing with accuracy. This is a nice throw on the run to LaFell. Good double move by Brandon on the sideline. And another first down.
So LaFell's got 70 yards and a touchdown now. Childs on the other side for Arkansas, over 100 yards receiving. Those have been the 2 main targets tonight for these 2 quarterbacks. End around coming, Trindon Holiday puts the brakes on and cuts back inside to get about 4.
Now here's one trend with these 2 teams this season in terms of scoring and when they score the most points. I mean, LSU has done their most damage in the 1st quarter and the 3rd quarter. When it gets to the 4th quarter, they have only outscored their opponents by 4 points. Arkansas has played their best in the 2nd and the 4th quarter and have outscored their opponents by 26 in the 4th. So momentum changing. You can feel it a little bit with Arkansas, but a nice drive here to start for LSU.
2nd down and 6 for the Tigers. Jefferson on the counter to Ridley. Got 1 block, and then he got walloped at the line of scrimmage by Wendell Davis, the middle linebacker. Here's a 3rd down of the ball game for sure. 8:20 remaining. And they're going to try to hustle it up. Arkansas trying to get their people lined up on 3rd down and 6. Well, it looks like everybody's set.
Well, there's no more element of surprise if they were trying to do that initially. Now you better just make sure you got the right play called.
Jefferson over the middle, and he tucks one in to his tight end. They had the right play.
He's a different guy. I'm telling you, he's a different looking quarterback than he was when he threw that interception. And it's kind of like we're watching him come of age a little bit. I thought last week in the game against Ole Miss, he threw for 250 yards, and he showed great toughness because he was under heat, under duress. And I wondered whether he'd take a step forward tonight or not, and right now he is.
They needed that 3rd down. They hadn't converted one. Now they have, and they keep things going as Ridley dives down to the 42-yard line. Tough run after the catch by Stephen Ridley. You got to love this kid. He had an injured knee, tore his ACL the 2nd spring practice. He was back in about 3.5 months, and now he's the starting tailback because they lost all those other guys to injury. Yeah. Basically, at the beginning of the year, he was their 5th tailback.
Yeah. And he wasn't even a full-time tailback. He was a fullback slash tailback, just kind of, you know, another guy. And now he's the guy.
He said to us yesterday how ready he was for this opportunity, taking every advantage of it. In a pistol set here, he'll get the handoff, but he's not going to get back to the line of scrimmage. And again, Wendell Davis, the middle linebacker, is the guy that made the stop. Now, we talked about how tough can your luck be with tailbacks. Charles Scott goes out the broken collarbone against Alabama after a great run. Keelan Williams last week broke his ankle in the loss to Ole Miss. And Richard Murphy hurt his knee in the Vanderbilt game. There's Charles, his last appearance here, too, and that's what you hate for the seniors not to get to play here. There's Keelan on crutches in the final game.
Yeah, those 2 guys are seniors. Charles Scott had started 22 consecutive games. I mean, he was their main workhorse back.
Another third down. They got the last one. Will they get this one? It's Ridley in the open field, and he's got it. Down to the 34-yard line.
Did a nice job of breaking the one tackle from Matt Harris. Matt Harris came flying up and tried to throw a shoulder low at him, and Ridley is able to keep his balance. Watch him know the hit is coming, and he knows it's coming low, and he's just going to lift his legs up enough to get by that one, and then Norton gets him to the ground, but not after Ridley had gotten the first down.
Down to the 34. 1st and 10 LSU. Clock winding down to 5:45. A 1-point LSU lead.
Les Miles called that timeout. Stepped out on the field and called it.
That's their second timeout of the half.
They have 1 left. Arkansas has 2 left. We have a 1-point game with 5:43 remaining.
ESPN's College Football Primetime is presented by Hampton Hotels. At Hampton, we love having you here. And in part by Chevy and their award-winning cars, trucks, and crossovers.
Cool night on the Mississippi, warming up inside Tiger Stadium, though. 24-23. LSU hanging to a 1-point lead. Their quarterback warming up big time when they need him. Yep. Look at those numbers in the second half. Almost the only stray throw was that interception that led to an Arkansas score. First down just inside the Razorbacks 34. Jefferson loads, reloads, and now he's going to scramble for what he can get inside the 30.
And you see the difference in his ankle. It's still not 100%, but see, he couldn't make that kind of quick move and adjustment in the pocket and scramble a week ago against Ole Miss. He hurt the ankle against Alabama. He's got treatment. It probably won't be 100% until he can get off of it for a few days. But he's much better than he was a week ago, and he turns a negative play into a positive play on that one.
LSU brings in the extra tight ends. Ryan Mallett would like another chance. 5 minutes left in the game. Jefferson stumbles a little bit as he sets in the pocket and fired too low for one of those tight ends, Richard Dixon. And I think we got a Georgia Tech update. Let's check in with Reese.
Brad, last year the score at halftime was Georgia 28, Georgia Tech 12. First play of the second half, Jackets scored. This year it took them all the way to the third play, putting a new meaning into the term hitch and go. Demaryius Thomas caught the hitch, and he goes. Houses it. 3rd and 3 play, but Georgia just answered with a Caleb King 75-yard run, extra point pending.
3rd down, 6, 30-yard line.
So the Dogs trying to pull an upset over number 7 Georgia Tech. Here, the 10th play of this drive. On the ground, Ridley. And he runs into a whole bunch of Razorbacks. No gain or very little on the play. And now the Bluebirds are out again.
Well, LSU tried to sneak a run in there on that 3rd down play. They threw on 1st and 2nd down. And going to try to increase their lead to a critical 4-point lead if they can convert this field goal, which means Arkansas would need to score a touchdown to take the lead. So this is a very, very important kick right now.
Josh Jasper will try it. Made the only one he tried earlier tonight from 47 yards away. Jasper, the kick on the way, and it looks good, and it is. 2 of those tonight from the same range, but Ryan Mallett's already got that chin strap hooked up, ready to try to come back and win this. Monday night in New Orleans, the Saints, a perfect 10-0 behind the passing of Drew Brees. Take on Tom Brady and the New England Patriots. Should be a classic. Starts at 7 o'clock with Monday Night Countdown. Served up by Applebee's. Then inside the Superdome, those two will tangle at 8:30. With Todd Blackledge and Aaron Andrews and our ESPN crew, Brad Nessler from Baton Rouge. It's all come down to 4 minutes and 5 seconds, and Jordan Jefferson would have loved to have hit his tight end on that last pass, but instead they had to settle for a field goal. And now the door is left open just a little bit for Arkansas and Ryan Mallett, who have 2 timeouts to work with and 4 minutes as well. Oh, fumbled ball, but picked up. Brandon Barnett trying to get to the far side, and he gets something out of it. Ooh, that was dangerous. Let's get a Notre Dame Stanford update. Here's Reese.
A little trickeration, Brad, from the Fighting Irish early in the second half. Direct snap to Robert Hughes. Golden Tate. There's Jimmy Clausen, who originally lined up at wide receiver. I'd say Stanford lost Michael Floyd in the secondary. 31-20 Irish up in the third.
You know, one thing I think Arkansas has got to be aware of here is they've got a lot of time left, so they don't have to just throw the football. They've had some success running it. It's taken pressure off of Ryan Mallett here in the second half, and so they can still run and throw at this point in the game.
2 timeouts to work with, but Mallett's going deep on the first throw. Just off the fingertips of Jarius Wright. That would have taken it all the way down to the 33-yard line.
Went after Jai Eugene. Number 4. Stayed away from Patrick Peterson, and he's beat. I mean, he ran right by Eugene, and it was a good throw, just off the fingertips, as you said.
6 more inches, and that would have been a big-time completion. But in the second half, Mallett 6 out of 8 after a rough first half. And
yeah, Eugene's cramping up.
Yeah.
He was cramping up as he was running at the end of that play, and he's going to probably have to come out.
This is going to work to Arkansas's favor for a couple of reasons. First of all, he's going to have to come out. Second of all, they got plenty of time to talk over on the sideline what they want to do with a 2nd down and 10.
Watch Eugene as he turns to sprint. I mean, he looks like he's laboring. He doesn't look like a fluid cornerback right there.
No.
He gets run by, and he's struggling to keep up, and then you see him cramping up at the end of the play.
Junior out of St. Rose, Louisiana. Yeah, he can't even put any pressure on that red leg. Meanwhile, Ryan Mallett had a chance to talk with Bobby Petrino on the sideline, and he'll hustle back to the huddle. Remember, the big play receiver tonight for Arkansas, as it's been all year, has been Greg Childs. They have not used the tight end virtually at all, and he's a big-time player. Childs is over 100 yards receiving. They still have 2 timeouts to work with. 3:50 left, 2nd down and 10. Arkansas on a 4-game winning streak. LSU trying to hold on senior night at home. Mallett, quick throw, in and out of the hands of Childs. He had a hand on it, but the coverage was pretty good.
They've hit that 3 or 4 times tonight. Chris Hawkins, who came in for Jai Eugene, gets his hand enough on it just to distract Childs, and Childs not able to come through with it. It was a good throw by Mallett, right on the shoulder.
Childs tried to pin it against his right shoulder pad and just couldn't come up with it. 3rd and 10.
Three-man rush again.
Mallett throws a strike, and it's caught. Johnson's got it for a 1st down. Out of the backfield, Dennis Johnson. Huge play on 3rd and long.
He caught it short of the 1st down, but was able to break a couple tackles and easily make the 1st down. When he catches it, he's a yard short, and he gets hit by Hawkins, but he breaks that tackle and then easily gets the 1st.
At the 43, they go to the quick opening draw to Johnson. Another 1st down, this time on the ground. Down to the 43-yard line.
See, they've got time and they've got timeouts, so they don't have to just throw, and it doesn't have to be, you know, all passes in this drive. They need a touchdown, but they can still be balanced and make that LSU defense play honest.
So far, it's a Dennis Johnson show on the last 2 plays. Another 14-yard pickup. Now Mallett on 1st down, stands tall, has all day, flags are down, and the pass is incomplete.
Boy, back-to-back drops by Childs. Usually reliable, leading receiver. And this one would have come back anyway with the holding, but that's You know, that's not a good sign for Arkansas that your top receiver drops 2 passes on a critical drive.
I'm not sure that one didn't hit him right between the 8 and the 5. I don't even know if he got his hands in front of it. Here's a call.
Holding, number 71 on the offense. 10-yard penalty from the previous spot. Repeat first down.
Wade Grayson, the guard, with the penalty. Here's the throw.
Yeah, another accurate throw. Right on. You're right. Right between the 8 and the 5. And wouldn't have counted, but it's in the back of his mind right now that he's dropped the last 2 that has been thrown to him. And it's in Ryan Mallett's mind that 85's dropped 2 in a row.
Jai Eugene on the bench, cramped up. Mallett going to go deep again down the sideline and incomplete. This one intended for Darius Wright again. That streak pattern down the sideline. They tried it a couple of times. One just off his fingertips. That one didn't have a chance.
See, that's the thing about this Arkansas offense. They are a vertical stretch passing game. They are going to attack you down the field. So even if you think they're going to try to get something underneath and pick up the first down and be conservative, you can't rest on them.
Tell you what, Mallett put that one where only his guy could get it. Hit the chalk mark. There's the numbers. 2nd down and 20. They don't need all 20. But they need to get some of it here with just under 3 minutes to go. Ryan Mallett flushed out of the pocket, directs traffic. Now fires, and it's
they say he dropped
incomplete. Johnson again.
Nice job by Charles Alexander, number 91, pushing the pocket. He was able to make Mallett leave the pocket and relocate. Didn't get a sack. Doesn't get a tackle for loss, but he gets enough of a push to make Mallett readjust and reset the throw.
You almost get shocked that there isn't a holding call when you have that much time back there.
Well, they still don't need to get all 20 here on 3rd down. This is 2-down territory for Arkansas. Mallett's got to be thinking at least 10 here.
Mallett steps up, throws on the run, and it's complete. And they did get it all to the 30-yard line. And now you can hear a pin drop in here again.
Well, Ryan Mallett shows great poise by stepping up in the pocket. They've gotten pressure on him. They've made him readjust. He resets his feet and then makes a tough throw. He's moving right, and he throws it back left, but he throws it accurate for the first.
They got another LSU player down. On this drive, they've converted a 3rd and 10, and now even bigger, a 3rd and 20. LeVar Edwards is the injured Tiger. We'll take a break here. You don't want to go away. 2:35 remaining. Ryan Mallett still slinging it. Childs caught that one, and the Hogs have a first down.
Reese Davis with you in the studio. Primetime Pulse on ESPN2 or ABC. Georgia has a 7-point lead on number 7 Georgia Tech. A little over halfway through the 3rd. Others on ABC or ESPN2 seeing Notre Dame and Stanford. Toby Gerhart just scored his 41st career touchdown. That is a new Stanford record. And Tennessee and Kentucky going to overtime. Cats haven't beaten the Vols in 24 years. It's on ESPNU.
A lot of close ones, Reese, and that's what we had here. 27-23. Arkansas with 2 timeouts remaining, a first down at the LSU 30-yard line. Here comes a blitz on Mallett. Fires incomplete. Intended for Jarius Wright. Patrick Peterson was covering.
There was a little contact. There was a little bump as the ball was in the air, but no call. Single coverage. It was a blitz.
Looked like he had a hold of his towel.
Yeah. You know, we had an injury timeout a minute ago, and even though it was an LSU player that was hurt and had to leave the field, I think the timeout really helped LSU because it enabled their linemen to rest. They were getting a little winded, and it allowed John Chavis to pull them all together and get them all squared away to try to stop this Arkansas drive.
Johnson in the backfield with Mallett. Johnson picks up the pressure, and Mallett throws.
Oh, wow.
Incomplete as Joe Adams was leveled at the goal line. Both players trying to get up,
and
neither able to so far.
Too. I mean, they're going to call I don't know, but that was a collision.
Let's see if it's a pass interference or a helmet-to-helmet penalty. Chad Jones still isn't up, and he's 230 pounds.
Let's wait and let him sort it out. I thought the timing of the hit was good by Jones. Whether he led with the helmet or led with the shoulder, it happened so fast I couldn't tell.
Personal foul, helmet-to-helmet contact.
Huge first down.
If he doesn't make the hit, it's a touchdown because it's a perfect throw by Mallett. Yeah, he did lead up there with the head.
15-yard penalty puts it at the 15.
I don't know.
First and 10, Arkansas. They'll go with the run. Johnson, he's only going to get about a yard before he's swarmed under by the Tiger defense. We're going to be down to 2 minutes here in a moment. LSU only one timeout left. Arkansas with 2. They're talking to Joe Adams on the sideline, talking to Chad Jones on the sideline. Neither is in good shape after that collision at the goal line.
Well, and this is more critical for LSU because Chad Jones is a leader in the back end of that defense, and to not have him in the red zone is a big loss, a big void for LSU.
3 wideouts for Mallett, 2nd and 9. 1:38 left. Mallett all alone in the backfield. Lofts it to the goal line, incomplete. Looking for his tight end for about the first time all night in DJ Williams.
Yeah, good coverage by Kelvin Shepherd. He was running underneath the tight end. He knew he had safety help over the top. Watch number 11 just get underneath DJ Williams and stay there. He knew he had a safety over the top to help, and he just stayed between the ball and the receiver.
Joe Adams has come back in after that big hit. He is one tough cookie. Field goal does Arkansas no good. They need a touchdown. 90 seconds left, 3rd and 9. Mallett, plenty of time, fires the out, and Childs can't hold it.
But it was high again, Brad. It looked like he had gotten that problem solved here in the second half. And this looked like one of his first half throws, up high. And now Childs is cramping up. He's got protection. He's able to set his feet, and the ball sails over the head of Childs.
Well, the big hit by Chris Hawkins from underneath. Childs in obvious pain, as several players have been in his 4th quarter.
Now the question, what about Chad Jones? It's 4th down.
The crowd that remains finally beginning a chant for their Tigers. Jones coming back in. Adams came in the play before him. There's the helmet-to-helmet contact. That was a 15-yard penalty. Here's the last one. Hawkins upending Childs. It's amazing it can be as physical as it is right now with only a minute 25 to play.
Well, as we said at the very beginning of this game, there's a lot on the line for both of these teams in terms of their postseason destinations and where they fall in the bowl pecking order in the SEC. Very important for both teams.
On 3rd down, they've come up huge. Now they have to come up even larger on 4th and 9.
Well, they don't need to score on this play.
They need to get to the 4.5.
Yeah, they can get a first down, and they still have 1 timeout left.
Timeout taken by Arkansas. 32nd timeout with a minute 25 to go. If you're not chattering about this game, you probably should be. You can talk about college football scores and highlights in section 140, powered by Windows Phone. Learn more and join in the discussion. Text 140 to 4ESPN from your mobile phone. Ryan Mallett has had a sensational season. The Razorbacks, considering they played the 4th toughest schedule in the country, have had a magnificent season, even though it's only 7 wins. But it's better than last year. And Bobby Petrino's 2nd year, they've been a threat to just about everybody they've played. Now they're down to 1 play to try to win their 8th game. As Todd said, they don't have to get it in the end zone, but they do have to get 9 yards. And number 9 on the other side, Jordan Jefferson, will cross his fingers and hope that his defense can come up with a big play.
They tried to go to DJ Williams on this drive, and he was not open for Ryan Mallett.
5 wideouts for Mallett. 4th and 9. Mallett throws to the end zone. Touchdown. And it's Joe Adams of all people. About 2 yards deeper, where he almost lost his head, he just made the catch of the year for Arkansas.
And the interesting thing, Joe Adams ran a route to get the first down. He had stopped at the first down marker, but when the quarterback scrambled, he adjusted and went into the end zone and caught a touchdown pass.
Tejada's extra point is good. A shocked crowd. But now, remember, LSU needs only a field goal. They've got a timeout left and 1:18 to work with.
And Jordan Jefferson is going to get a chance to redeem himself from last week in the very next ball game. Now watch. Here's Joe Adams. He's going to stop right here for the first down. And then when he sees the quarterback move, he adjusts and goes back into the end zone and catches a touchdown. Great job by Mallett buying extra time, and an even better job by Joe Adams adjusting to his quarterback on the move.
And he took another huge hit, but this time the helmet stays on, the hands stay around the ball, and it's touchdown Arkansas. And you see the reaction of number 15. And on the other side, Peterson with the LSU feelings.
Well, here we are. Okay, we talked about last week. Lessons learned. They made adjustments into their clock management strategies, both on the field and on the sidelines. They talked to their quarterback. They talked about their play calling. They worked as a staff. Well, here they are right now in a similar situation. Not the same, but similar. A field goal could tie it and put it into overtime.
Tejada to kick. How will he approach it? High and short again. Fielded at the 23 by Shepard, the linebacker. And he gets it up to the 33-yard line.
Last week, after LSU scored to cut it to 6, they got the onside kick recovery. There was 1:16 left, and they had 1 timeout. Well, now, and they were down by 2. Now there's 1:12. They've got 1 timeout, and they're down by 3.
Eerily similar. I said earlier they may never end up in that position again. Maybe they'll end up in that very same position in the next 1:12 as Gary Crowton looks on and Les Miles does likewise. 30-27 Arkansas. Jordan Jefferson at the controls on first down. In trouble in the pocket, and down he goes. He was sacked on a second play of the drive last week. This time it's on the first play.
Oh, and they used their last timeout. I mean, the sack, you can't take a sack.
That's one of the things they were supposed to learn, or he was.
You throw the ball away. If it's not there, you run or you throw it away. This was last week. And this was a short throw. It's supposed to be out of his hands. He held it too long, took the sack. Now this was 3rd down, and they lost 7 more yards. So in back-to-back plays, they took themselves out of field goal range and had to settle for the Hail Mary.
Then the missing 17 seconds from not taking the timeout. Then this was supposed to get to the end zone. It didn't get there because he was hit as he threw. And then no time for the field goal unit, no time for a quick snap, no time for a play, no time for a win.
And where it really went awry last week was the sack. That's what really set them back. And now the first play of this drive, another sack of Jordan Jefferson. And they have to burn that last time out. So now, for Jordan Jefferson, you obviously can't take another sack. You've got to advance the ball, and you've got to move with urgency. Get the ball to the sideline and get out of bounds if you can. Use the clock play the right way if you need to, but you can't take another sack.
2nd and 16. 1:05 left. Tigers from their own 31-yard line. Arkansas just a 3-man rush. Jefferson loads it, fires complete in the middle of the field. Not going to be a first down. Ruben Randall.
Got to hurry up. You got to hurry up and get lined up. Call your play at the line of scrimmage.
3rd down and 5.
If you get the first down, the clock will stop until they reset.
On 3rd down, quick throw, complete. Tight end's got it. First down. Clock's going to stop momentarily. Well, if they ever get him down, there goes some more lost seconds. But
now you line up again. You get your play called right now at the line of scrimmage. So when the referee moves away from the ball, you are ready to snap the ball and run your play. This is a great situation for a quarterback to be in, especially to see if he learned his lessons from a week ago.
They didn't lose any time there. Now the clock started. 3 seconds goes off the clock as he swings it out of the backfield to Ridley. Ridley's trying to get to the sideline, and he got there. Right at the 40-yard line. 26 seconds left. Boy, and he really had to work it time to get there.
Questionable whether he did. You get what you can get, and you get out of bounds.
26 seconds. Jefferson with a completion, and Ridley with the run to the 40-yard line. They need to get in field goal range. And across the middle, diving attempt at the interception. Maybe just as well that wasn't completed. Wow, this is amazing. You see the waiting kicker, Josh Jasper, who never got the opportunity a week ago. Right now, it would be a 57-yard field goal. His career long is 52. They've got to get him some more room. Field goal ties it. Obviously a touchdown if they got a big play and a run would win it. 3rd and 3. On the ground, up the middle. Ridley's got good yardage and a first down now near the 30-yard line.
Now the clock stops again. You can do one of two things. You can spike the football here and huddle up, or you can call a play and run your play. Whatever you do, you get ready to do it right now.
15, 14. Jefferson to Ridley again down the sideline and out of bounds at about the 22-yard line.
Right now, they're doing it the right way. Now, one thing they learned from last week also, if they need to run their field goal team on, if the clock is running, they need 12 seconds to do that. Well, there's only 9 now. So Les Miles is saying, let's kick the football.
Last week with 9 seconds, they threw a Hail Mary. They had 1 second left and couldn't do anything with it. This week with 9 seconds remaining, they've got a chance for Josh Jasper to tie the game from 41 yards away. 2-2, both from 47. And now a top taken by Arkansas. It's final stoppage. We're a Josh Jasper field goal away from overtime.
Timeout.
He's going to go over and warm up on the sideline. Got a $1 bill that he wears underneath his shirt and his sweatband because they used to call him money every time he made a big kick. Give him about a C note, I think, if he hits him.
This is just amazing that they come down to a similar situation from a week ago. Absolutely amazing. I
feel like I'm in Groundhog's Day or something.
I know, and at the point, the beauty of athletics is when you have a bad game or a bad experience, the opportunity to go back out a week later or a day later and have a chance to redeem yourself. And that is exactly where they are right now. Coaches and players for this LSU team.
It'll be from the right hash mark. Jasper 2-2, both from 47 yards earlier in the game. This one from 41 to tie the game. Snap was a little bit high. The kick's on the way, and it's good. Lesson learned. Tie game.
This was a great job by Derek Helton. You mentioned snap a little bit high. Watch Helton get this ball.
Beautiful kick. I love it. I love seeing the redemption. I really do. For Jordan Jefferson, he took the sack.
The first play, and he came back and got his team in position to go to OT.
And look at the facial expression on Les Miles, as if to say, that was a pretty good choice there. Take the field goal. 2 years ago, 3 overtimes, Arkansas. Last year, 31-30, Arkansas. 4 seconds left, Arkansas 30, LSU 30.
You know who else did a great job in that drive? Stephen Ridley. 2 plays, he caught it on the sideline, gained valuable yardage, and got the ball bounced both times. Outstanding work by him.
So as Jasper tees it up, we anticipate squib that will end regulation and head into overtime. What you don't want to do is put it in the hands of Dennis Johnson with a deep kick. There's the squib. Taken by Cleveland. And that will do it for regulation. We've got a big pileup to end the 4th quarter. And the referee steps in between those 2 pieces that were ready to push and shove a little bit at the end. So now the discussion turns to overtime. And that's what we'll be back for as the 41-yard field goal. Les Miles watches it go through. LSU 30, Arkansas 30, extra football coming up. Just about set to start the overtime session. SEC on ESPN, a thrilling game in Baton Rouge. LSU on a field goal in the final seconds ties it up at 30-30. And the captains will come out for the 2nd time tonight for the coin toss. What you want to do is win the toss and play defense. At least that's the choice of people. That way you know what you need if the team scores.
More than one overtime. We'll come back out here, but we're only going to have one toss. This will be one toss. You're the district. You're going to call it. That's heads. That's tails. Robert, again, we should call it. Right?
Let Michael Smith call the toss. Starting tailback who's injured with the hamstring injury.
LSU choosing there into the field.
Arkansas won the toss and will defend this goal. LSU will put the ball in play on the 25.
So LSU, as we look at the rules of overtime, the choice was defense, taken on the winning coin toss by Arkansas. You start a position at the 25-yard line per overtime till the winner is decided. No game clock. 2 conversion starts with the 3rd overtime that these 2 teams actually went to a couple of years ago when Arkansas won 50-48. You and I have spent the last 2 minutes during the timeout looking at each other going, you have got to be kidding me.
I know.
All week long we talked about what happened last week and said maybe it could never happen again. Yeah. It happened this time and LSU did it differently, and now we're going to tie ball game.
And that's the beauty of it. You know, you go through a painful experience, a painful loss. You get ripped in the media, you know, with your Les Miles or Gary Crowton or Jordan Jefferson, and you pull together and you try to learn from it and grow from it and say, if I'm ever in this situation again, I'll do better.
Yeah.
And they did. They all did better. And now they got to refocus into overtime and figure out a way to score here with the first possession for LSU.
One thing that LSU has going for them right now is that they were the team that went down and kicked the field goal. If there's a rhythm right now, it's probably their offense. Will it stay that way? We'll have to find out. At the 25, Jefferson gives it off. Ridley, who was the hero, really, on those 2 swing passes to get needed yardage for the field goal, and he's got 5 to the 25 to the 20.
And I think if you're Gary Coton and you're calling plays, you want to be smart, but you got to think Arkansas, when they get it, they're going to attack the end zone. As good as they've been in the red zone and scoring touchdowns all season, a field goal here on the first position may not be good enough to win.
2nd down and 5. Jefferson to Ridley again. And he pulls it for only about a yard. It's going to bring up 3rd down and 4.
Nice play by Adrian Davis. He kind of got on the back of Ridley and rode him down for a very short gain. Bring up 3rd down.
Now it's a situation where you would think 3rd and 4 would dictate that you might have to put the ball in the air.
And you also have the option of Jordan Jefferson running it if it's not open, because he has shown the ability to do that here, particularly in the second half.
Atlanta Dixon, the tight end, as the fullback on a 3rd and 4. Here is Jefferson to throw. Fires and in and out of the hands of the intended receiver, Brandon LaFell. And LaFell still down. We've seen several players that have cramped up in the late stages of the 4th quarter.
He was open. The ball was low, and LaFell is going to go down awkwardly trying to get to the football. Watch him right in the zone, right in the hole, and the ball was low, and as his knee was bent under him, he was hit by Jerry Franklin.
You're going to see the left knee tucked underneath, and Franklin comes over the top. And that's why we've got Brandon LaFell, leading receiver for LSU, down. And you see the view from behind. Ooh.
And that's another one that Jordan Jefferson wishes he could get back, because he had his hand open, and it would have given them a 1st down.
LaFell, one of the 24 seniors, playing his final game in this stadium, and you just hope that it's just a twisted knee. Obviously, that he not made to contort in the direction that his knee and his back went, and that hit on the incompletion. The field goal unit's out there, by the way, for LSU. Right now, concern is with the senior out of Houston, Texas. And he's up. Might be the night for him. Sure looks like it. He's in pain. It's going to be a long walk to the LSU sideline. Meanwhile, the guy that basically sent the game in overtime with a 41-yard kick, who's perfect tonight, Josh Jasper, the special teams captain, a junior out of Memphis. He's got to have this one. This is the shortest one bar that he's been asked to kick. You see the look on the corner's face, who, as Todd said, knew he had a man open.
Yeah, he just tried to gun that one in there a little bit harder than he needed to, and it really drove into the dirt on him.
Number 15 out of 18 on the year. 3 for 3 tonight, make it 4 for 4 as he went from 36. Well, the thing about going on defense first is you know what your off needs. And Ryan Mallett and the offense for Arkansas knows they need it down to win. Aaron?
Brad, it'll be interesting to see how the Arkansas offense responds. During LSU's final drive of regulation, Arkansas's offense, not so much celebrating, but giving a lot of hugs. Ryan Mallett even looked over at me and said, "I told you so." I don't know what he told me because I haven't talked to him all week. But, you know, as soon as LSU tied to send it into overtime, a lot of different reactions. It wasn't the same as everybody hugging each other and saying, "I told you so." So it'll be interesting to see how they respond.
Well, I'll tell you one thing LSU better be ready for, and that is right now, the first play, a shot to the end zone by Ryan Mallett. Would not surprise me if Bobby Petrino to win it with one play right here.
First down in overtime, the first snap for Arkansas. They trail by 3. 3 to send it to a second OT. A touchdown wins it. They lose to her through a big play by Drake Nevis on Ronnie Wingo.
Boy, I tell you what, they almost fumbled that exchange. Ryan Mallett did not get that ball cleanly. He almost fumbled it on his way back to the running back. Watch this ball bobble a little bit, and Drake Nevis was right in the backfield. That could have been a fumble in the backfield very easily.
Second down and 12. They need to get to the 15-yard line for a first down. End zone wins the game. Field goal ties it. Blitz. Mallett fires, and it's batted down by LeVar Edwards. And it's 3rd and long.
This was a zone blitz. They brought outside pressure and dropped the defensive end off, and Ryan Mallett didn't see it. Watch the defensive end show rush and then drop out, and he's the guy who gets his hands on the football. Number 89 almost intercepted it.
Remember, he went out all cramped up earlier. He's back out there. The defensive ends for LSU have had a whale of a game. 3rd and 12. Still, you don't need all of that, but you'd like to get your field goal kicker closer. Blitz again. Mallett hit as he throws. Got it complete. And inside the 20 goes London Crawford. That's his first catch of the night, but it's a big one.
Well, this time they went with everything. They brought everybody at Ryan Mallett. They got him on the ground, but not before Mallett was able to get a completion to set up a field goal attempt.
With Nevis again.
Yep, single coverage. Nevis gets him on the ground, and it's up to Tejada.
Both kickers have been perfect tonight. Jasper hit from 36. Tejada answer from the same distance. Kick on the way, and it is no good. He missed it. A senior night party can begin. Tejada missed it by about a yard to the right from 30 yards away, and LSU survives in overtime. Here's another. Doesn't get any closer than that. He tried to steer it in, thought he had it. No. Ryan Mallett can only look on. Another tough loss for LSU. Redemption from a week ago. They win it in overtime, 33-30 as we go down to Aaron.
And Les Miles just walked over to me and said, nothing to it. Yeah, right. Similar situation to last week's Ole Miss game. As the situation starts to develop, seconds tick down. What are you thinking?
Oh, it's this team's got fight in them. They fought all. The opportunity to get to overtime, I knew we'd have a chance to win it. Our guys played great. Big play that Drake Nevis made in the overtime when they handed the ball off certainly put them behind, and down. So,
why was the final moments of this fourth quarter different from last week?
The same team, absolutely the same team. No difference there.
What did they learn that they applied tonight?
Our football team knows how to win. They've always known how to. I don't believe that they learned it tonight. I think they've had it with them for some time.
All right, Coach, thank you. Enjoy it. Brad.
The good boot, 175 pounds, a lot of gold. And with those new helmets tonight, LSU hangs on at home on senior night to win in overtime over Arkansas. And they win their 9th game of the year. 33-30 is